Infidelity is one of the most devastating acts in a relationship, yet some men seemingly don't feel the crushing weight of guilt for their betrayal. This phenomenon isn't just about poor choices. It's a complex blend of emotional disconnection, societal conditioning, personal justification, and sometimes deep psychological traits that make guilt almost non-existent for some. To truly understand why this happens, let's dive into the 7 key reasons why men often don't feel guilty after cheating. Men are often experts at compartmentalizing their emotions. They can place their affair in a box separate from their relationship, creating a mental and emotional barrier between the two. This detachment allows them to cheat without feeling like they're betraying their partner. It's as if the two worlds exist independently, and therefore, guilt doesn't invade the space where commitment to their partner resides. For some men, this emotional separation dulls the sting of betrayal, allowing them to carry on without the burden of remorse. Self-justification is a powerful tool. When a man feels that his needs, whether emotional, sexual, or psychological, aren't being met in the relationship, he may start convincing himself that cheating is a valid way to fill the void. This internal narrative often includes blaming his partner for neglect or lack of attention, framing infidelity as a form of self-care or even as a necessity for his happiness. When cheating is seen as a justified solution, guilt fades into the background, replaced by entitlement and self-pity. We live in a society where, historically, men have been given more leeway to act on their desires without facing harsh judgment. The media, movies, and even peer groups can glorify infidelity, especially for successful men, portraying it as a reward for power or achievement. Men who see cheating glorified in popular culture or validated by their friends are less likely to feel guilty. When infidelity is normalized or seen as part of a male privilege, the societal pressure to remain faithful weakens, allowing guilt to fall by the wayside. The absence of immediate consequences plays a significant role in the lack of guilt. If a man cheats but doesn't get caught right away, there's no immediate reckoning. Without the pain of discovery or the instant confrontation of consequences, cheating can feel like a risk-free action. Men who avoid facing the consequences of their actions for a long time often become more emboldened to continue, reinforcing their lack of guilt. It's only when the affair comes to light that some men may start to feel regret. But by then, guilt has taken a back seat to self-preservation. Men who are dissatisfied, whether emotionally, physically, or both, may see infidelity as a way to fulfill their unmet needs. They rationalize cheating as seeking something missing from their relationship, rather than recognizing it as betrayal. For them, the affair is about their own gratification and resolving their personal frustrations, not about harming their partner. This skewed perspective allows them to cheat without fully processing the damage they are doing, and as a result, guilt rarely takes root. Not all men value monogamy in the same way. Some may not believe in strict monogamy or may have grown up in environments where infidelity was normalized. In such cases, guilt becomes a non-factor because, to them, cheating doesn't carry the same moral weight. If a man has no deep-seated belief in the exclusivity of relationships, or if he has witnessed infidelity being accepted within his social or familial circles, the act of cheating becomes less of a moral failing and more of a personal choice. At the core of some men's lack of guilt lies a psychological explanation. Narcissism, lack of empathy, and a self-centered worldview all contribute to the inability to feel guilt after cheating. For narcissists, their actions revolve around their own needs and desires. They rarely consider how their behavior affects others because they are too focused on fulfilling their own wants. Without empathy, the emotional pain caused by cheating doesn't register, making guilt almost impossible. The psychological profile of a narcissist makes them more prone to infidelity and much less likely to feel remorse. Men who cheat without feeling guilty aren't necessarily immune to the consequences of their actions. They've just developed ways to rationalize, compartmentalize, or entirely disconnect from the emotional impact of their infidelity. Whether it's emotional detachment, societal influence, or deeper psychological traits like narcissism, the reasons are complex and varied. Understanding why guilt is absent in some men after infidelity offers insight into the darker sides of human relationships. But while guilt may not always be immediate, the damage inflicted on trust and intimacy is inevitable and often irreparable.